Welcome to the Scientific Investor channel. In today's video, I would like to take you guys through some facts because misinformation surrounding the digital asset XRP is increasing. This confuses the newcomers, and I believe it is my responsibility as an XRP community member to try and remove that cloud above XRP. And some of my viewers were also having similar doubts. So stay tuned for this, guys. Today we will be looking at updates as usual and then quickly move into the factors associated with the 100 billion XRP supply and long-term vision of the company Ripple. This will be including, factors like the misinformation campaign, which is usually used as a tool in the entire market, not only in XRP, Bitcoin, traditional markets and everywhere by huge players. If you guys go through this video, you'll actually get through that. And then we have some articles from Ripple itself and other news providers showing, what the monthly release of XRP means, what escrow does, how it moves dynamically with the vision of Ripple, and what the vision means for we the XRP holders. Then some article related to why and how the individuals in crypto community space are getting irritated by the statements of Brad Garlinghouse. They are coming out putting article like this saying now Brad is just spreading misinformation. Now the truth is vice versa, right? And why they are getting irritated? Because all these things which are going on is really making them scared, because they are guys with some use cases and some projects, but IMF is not talking about them. They are not getting venues to share with central bankers, regulators around the world. Wherever they go, they get a reputation. Why? Because they have a real use case. If you guys recognize value from this video, please do hit that like, subscribe and bell notification icon and support the channel. Firstly, we will be looking at this article. Now this, if you take from the starting, what you can see is it's an article from Forbes showing you blockchain 50. And when you actually go through this, you will understand there are listed companies like Amazon. That's a great one, right? Baidu from China. It's a great one. BMW, we all know that. If you go through that, you actually see a lot of companies like this which are well reputed, having that reputation, say Facebook, who are well established, General Electrics, Google and others. And when you slowly come down, move through A, B, C, D, blah, 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 JP Morgan, A, B, C, D, blah, 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 and then reach finally at the R, that is Ripple there. And they're actually showing you that, they were actually a company which was trying to fight with Swift, but they now has 300 enterprise customers in November and raised 200 million in December. Now, PNC became the first US bank to use RippleNet for all its cross-border payments last year. Now that is key. One of a giant bank from US is using RippleNet for all its cross-border payments. So the fundamental is really increasing. Think guys, if an issue, as all the investors are pointing out, say a liquidity crisis, a recession or economic downturn is coming, next time it will be debt crisis. That's kind of for sure based on many investors. And if you guys actually check that, what you will understand is, in order to unlock this liquidity, central bankers are considering something. The nostro accounts are just keeping the money there. It's dormant capital. We need to move it somehow. So yes, there will be the potential for this asset. Now this is coin market cap, and today I'm showing this in two perspectives. One, as usual, the cryptocurrency market is in red, so not a good thing to see for the last 7 days. But what I'm pointing out in this video is the circulating supply of XRP. It's not 100 billion, right? So you have to focus firstly on that. It's not 100 billion, it is 43.7. So there is a difference in that. Now, yes, we will add on. Now, this is a tweet from Bank XRP and showing Ripple being the only crypto DLT in the top 100 cross-border payment companies. Wow, that is cool, right? Shout out to the experts in the company Ripple. They are working so hard. Yeah, they are not working hard for us. They're working for themselves, but they allowed us to get a small piece of that cake. So that is fair enough, because when this wealth transfer is happening, there is no question whether it's happening, because if you look at the guys who are involved, you can actually understand it's not the small institutions, it's the giants like Bank of America, Citibank, HSBC, Visa, Western Union. You look at all of those who are in that race for the cross-border payments, you now have something new here, and most of them has tied up with Ripple, the company. So that's not a simple thing. They are working with this company and it's gonna grow massively. Now, this is a tweet from Alex Cobb showing Sweden's central bank now testing central bank digital currency e-krona. Now think, when they are coming out, rolling out the central bank digital currencies from China, US, Europe, all over, they still need to interact, right? They need something which can bridge them. The interledger protocol allow that to happen. So that is the key. Even if the blockchain, other blockchain platforms like say Bitcoin, most of them uses that cool for store of value purpose. Now say they want to transfer from there to Ethereum, how will they do that? Now, yeah, they can do that in other ways, but which will be the efficient way, which will reduce friction, transfer it in seconds with less cost. So you need ILP there. Now, this is the next tweet from Digital Asset Investor. He shows that today Morgan Stanley announces it's buying E-Trade. So the big boys are coming. All eyes on Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, Goldman Sachs, and Fidelity. Now, yes, these are giants, right? When they are coming into the market, yeah, market will kind of get stabilized. It won't be, just skyrocket. But at this point, you really have to think about the market cycle which happen in the traditional markets, because that is really important to look through. Now, this is from Yoshitaka Kitao. He's showing R3 and the C-band. So yes, look at what is happening there, because when you actually see that, you can see giants from India, say Tata Communication. Not only India, they are in UK, US, everywhere. Then AT&T. So it's like the giants from the technology sector are developing applications on Coda, which will actually finally deliver value for communication service providers across the globe. So that's going to be really huge. So guys, if you actually want to read through this article, I'll say you can do that, but I think we'll just skip into our main theme, because that's where we are going to lead this video to. Now, R3 launches a universal settler application to facilitate global payments on Coda. XRP, the first settlement mechanism. That is the first thing, right? Now, yeah, the article is a bit old, but in order to try to keep the misinformation less, you need this. If BTC is considered by some key or giant plays like say investors, for example Novogratz, he's a big fan of BTC, but he really hates XRP as a digital asset. Ask him why it is not used here by R3, why it is not being used by central bankers for transaction. Yes, some small central banks are using it as a store of value. I kind of agree that, because I do hold BTC as a store of value. But yes, majority of my portfolio, as you guys know, is XRP, because I believe in the technology and in the vision of Ripple, the company. Now, this is a video, as we showed initially. If you go through this, you will actually understand that Tika Tiwari explains many things. And I'll just play, a small part of that for you guys here, which will enhance the direction of our video actually.
So this blueprint of creating fear in order to get cheap prices is nothing new. So
hang on just a second before you go on.
Yeah.
This one is really important to me, because the housing crisis, those banks, they bought up all of those houses. They were the ones who caused the problem.
Right.
Then they were talking everything down and saying, I'm just taking the junk off the table.
Yeah.
That's not junk now.
It's not junk. When it's dropped 40 to 60%, it's not junk. So this happened between 2011, 2012. Blackstone Group buys 50,000 homes. But during this period of time, the regular individual couldn't get a mortgage, right? It was virtually.
That is something to view, brothers. If you really want to actually go through that, I suggest you go through this, because you get a lot of information regarding the investment and the trading history, say from early times. You get all the market cycle, how the giant players like JP Morgan and others are trying to influence you guys. Now this is the next one article from Ripple Insights, and it is showing you that they are actually placing 55 billion XRP in escrow. Now that is old one in 2017. But why we are looking at this now? If you look at this, they were actually intending to put out it like this, and the billions of XRP every month will come out, it will flood the market, blah blah blah, which is considered by others. But within the 50 billion digital asset market, XRP has already grown tremendously in volume and market capitalization. This pivotal development comes on the heels of Ripple's significant customer traction with financial institutions. Now that was in 2017 that you have to see. Now the next one article is from showing Ripple reiterates the importance of XRP escrows by quoting the original blog. Now this is actually a new one in this year, January 27, from Tron Weekly. Now in this, if you actually look that, you'll understand the amount of XRP actually released into circulation will likely be much less than that. So they were actually intending, say, for the next 55 months, this will go on like this, blah, blah, blah. But from, recently, from now, you can see that the last 1 billion escrow ended this month. And from this time, it will be all the upcoming 30 months will be like 500 million XRP each. That is like 2 times a month. And as we know, they have actually reduced the sales. Really, if you look at that, previously they used to give over-the-counter trades for institutions, but now they have actually reduced that, because they are talking directly to them, informing them there is enough liquidity in the market. So if you want to buy, you can. So go to the market instead of coming to them. So that actually kind of reduced the number of sales. If you actually go through the annual report, you'll understand the number of, the amount or the number of XRP tokens which they were selling outside is now really low. Now, this is another one from Ripple Insights, but this is the vision. You have to think. They were actually stating that this is their vision. So we remain more committed than ever to the simple goal of making XRP the world's reserve digital currency. Now, where else you heard about a digital currency becoming the world's reserve? Look at the statement from Bank of England governor. He was talking that on air. It's not like something, which no one knows. It's out there. And if you are not concentrating, you may not get what is happening. If you really want to get through that, do your own research. We are trying to gather as much as information as possible and deliver to you guys. But if you guys don't go through this, we can't help you. Now, there will be a tipping point for mass adoption, and that is not far ahead. Considering where we are now, that's not far ahead, because we've been in this community for, say, last 3 years, at least I was here from last 3 years. I was listening to, the digital asset investor like Scob and all other YouTube influencers of XRP, and I was really inspired by them. A lot of other guys, so, Bearable Bull, kind of those guys actually influenced us, and they're actually doing much better, trying to, put out all the information. And now I've joined the community and I'm trying my best to come up with information which is really valuable for the XRP community and precisely for the newcomers, to reduce the FUD which is being fed, the misinformation campaigns, to reduce that. Now guys, this is another perspective which I was actually talking about. The other individuals from the crypto community is kind of now pointing the fingers towards Brad Garlinghouse, because they are stating Ripple CEO is spreading misinformation. I don't actually believe that, because they are stating, it's not 4 miners in China that represent 60 plus of mining capacity, and 80% of mining capacity is based in China and with Bitcoin and Ether. Now, this was the statement from Brad. Now, yeah, I completely understand that, but what I don't understand is the statement from these guys. Yeah, they are stating dominance is near 68%, not 80%. So, don't you think 68% is too high for considering as a dominance from one country? Don't you think that? Now, personally, I do think that. Even Brad stated this wrong. Say he considered 80 as wrong. Still, 68 is too much. It's not 7% or 17%. It's 68%. Are you out of your mind? I don't understand when they are putting out these kind of statements what they really think. I really don't understand what they are trying to point out. Now, the issue for them being irritated, I will see this, because even in Davos, did you see other guys from the crypto community like Brad Garlinghouse represented? He was talking to the regulators, he was talking to the leaders of the nation, he was talking to the central bankers. He had a venue and they are inviting him to be a part of them, to discuss with them what are the possibilities. And why that is happening? Because of the utility of XRP and the vision of the company Ripple. Now, this video is a little old, but if you guys have went through this, you could have you will get the perspective of who were in that video. If you play that video, you'll actually understand, like, say this is IMF, that time she was at IMF, Christine Lagarde, and you can see it's the central bankers, regulators from countries, Europe, US, everywhere. If you look, they have connection. Now, this is one video I would really like to play. This is actually put out directly from Aiden Trading, so shout out to him. And I'm playing this just, if you don't focus, you need to focus. Just kind of 10 seconds. And listen to this video so that you will get the complete information what I'm trying to put out.
Innovation Lab and its collaboration with major central banks on cross-border payments. I want to frame the issue in terms of the changing nature of money. Think
changing nature of money. Cross-border payments. Who else actually does the cross-border payment having the connections with central banks? Who else does this? I don't think no other blockchain company is actually doing this. Now, anyway, guys, now we are actually jumping directly into the technical analysis side, and I'll try my level best to keep this as short as possible. Now, in this one, I'm not much prepared, but I actually went through this chart yesterday for half an hour, and I was considering this pattern here. If this is gonna play out, if this is gonna be valid, you should be careful. Yes, as of now, it hasn't been confirmed yet. There were trials, or we can say some fake outs there, but still, it's not confirmed yet. If it is getting confirmed, you should consider yourself, if you are considering short-term trading, then yeah, it can be a sell position, or if you are looking to accumulate, you can actually target the peak here, take the measurement from here to here and connect it till the bottom, and you will get that. But at the same time, this is 4-hour chart, and at the same time, if you are looking at a daily chart, you can actually see that it's not a bad at all, because if you take a segment and try to connect from the peak here and draw a line, you can actually see that the price is kind of moving within that range, and it is kind of getting supported within this range. You can see that. Now it's above this area, so I think the price is gonna kind of get a bounce from here. Now, I'm not completely sure about that, but the chart says so to me. And as we discussed previously, we were actually targeting this support area, because the price could reach this area based on the patterns it was forming. I'm sorry about that one, guys, but yeah, I'm trying to draw a line here, connect between these, and look where we are in the shorter time frame. Say we are just below this, but at a horizontal support. So if we are to move above this level, say back above 0.28, then we are good to go to the upside. But if we are breaking to the downside, then it is a point of caution, guys. Guys, I'll meet you again in the next video. Bye for now. And if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I'd really appreciate you guys subscribing to my channel, hitting the like button. Bye for now.